I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember, like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick-Nick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick-Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
That Sports for the best authentic sportswear. You check Wilton Sports when you want the best authentic sportswear. Wilton Sports. Food change advertise fee. And for roll out the numbers. Remember, no easy laugh, no off.
Some sports store for take notes. Them full of dreams and hopes. Then why them come and sell rope? When there is only one, yeah, there is only one goat. And that's a Wilson, yeah, that's a Wilson, yeah, that's a Wilson Sports. Yeah, ball boots, ball tops, ball shots, string yard, ball socks. Them kind of drip you quick for make your ex call back. Little quickness in my boots and ball out, me want that. My Nike ticky pretty and my Adidas all black. Dribble down you feel it, grip me feel me can't drop. Slide tackle all my own a team and know this not pop. Why? Because I'm buy the supper.
All right. Good evening. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Manningsman, on this fantastic day. And today we have a quick show for you, but first let me give you some information. Just some update. Clarendon College just won the DaCosta Cup hat-trick by Kaheem Dixon in the finals as they defeated Glenmuir by 6-2. Glenmore, as you know, defeated them in the Champions Cup. So congratulations to Coach Lenny Hyde and his Clarendon College team. He really, Coach Lenny Hyde got a lot of, beaten for the beating that he suffered, and he rebounded quite impressively as his team won the game. Leon Bailey came off injured in Aston Villa. Very fortunate victory over the Gunners today, a game that the Gunners should have won easily. But, Congrats to Aston Villa, Unai Emery. They defeated us. But I just want to say as well that Manchester United, oh geez, they were flogged by Bournemouth. Oh my God. Liverpool thought they were lucky against Crystal Palace. That I got second yellow card and thing. But we still right behind Liverpool at the top of the pile, unlike Manchester United. So while some Liverpool fans can come and talk, the Man U fans need to relax. Liverpool, the 23rd of December. You bird, look out. The 23rd of December. You hear bird? 23rd of December. We will talk. So big up to all of you in the comment section. Again, welcome to I Am Sure Sports. You understand me? Big up yourself. Let me give some shout out to all of you. Again, please, quickly, just remember to hit the like button for me now. Like and share. Like, share, and if you are not yet a subscriber to I Am Sure Sports, go ahead and subscribe. This is going to be a very important show today. I figure that it will be a little bit difficult for the man who kind of led this discussion at the onset, Stan Kroenke, to probably be on. He normally doesn't show up when Arsenal suffer defeat, but he had done an exclusive interview with Mr. Dennis Chung. I kind of piggybacked on that interview at the latter stages, as there was an impasse between the Reggae girls and the Jamaica football. Oh, he's here. Have no fear, because Stan Kroenke is here. Yes. Um, yeah, yep. Yeah, so the discussion was about it came out of that interview that the girls did, where they spoke about, some of them not being paid, and he sought to clarify some of that. And we challenged him to have a meeting with the young ladies. And on top of that, there was also a challenge that there should be a joint statement when all matters have been resolved. We were told about a 8th of December deadline, which would have been yesterday. And we did promise that we would call him back and give him an opportunity to tell us whether there was a meeting or not, and then what sort of details coming out of the meeting he could share with us, the fans, because there are some very, very, very top players amongst the group that has not played in a while that we'd love to see in the team, and we think it is imperative that this matter be resolved. All right. Yeah, so we're gonna talk about. Listen, don't worry, all of you out here trying to beat Arsenal. We're going when all the games are done tomorrow. We're gonna have a show discussing Gunners football, right? Seeing that you want to talk about Arsenal, who have just lost 2 games, unlike Manchester United and Chelsea. So those fans just relax. Liverpool, 23rd of December. I'll leave you to. So welcome everyone. Bessa documentary. Bless up yourself, every time. Peso, Toffee Rudy. You know, yeah, yeah. So yep. Baggio. So bless up yourself, all of you, right? Um Omar Fowling, Anil Good, Joe, bless up yourself. Anthony Mark, bless up. Fabi Frano, S Technique Skip, bless up yourself. All right, so hit the like button again, share and subscribe. All right. Hey, Rob Smith. Hey, Joe, deal with Rob Smith for me, now, man. Man, just this gunners business. Joe, deal with Rob Smith for me, please, Deal with Rob Smith for me, please, All right, Jason. All right, Jason. Shavan Pierre, bless up. Nitro, bless up yourself. Yeah. Relegation bound teams, those, man. Tuffy Rudy, blessings. All right, great. The Costa Cup final. The first half by CC is probably the best schoolboy football. Seen CC take revenge and Glenmuir. But people, I don't want you to miss something. Big up to From Technical High School. You understand me? And McGrath. McGraw High School that won. Coach Minzy went to McGraw, part of that down there. So good. You see what happened? People forgot that there were 2 games. So big up to McGraw and winning their the first time they got to a final, they have won, and they have won the Ben Francis Cup. So big up to McGraw, Froome Technical High School. Big up to them. You understand me? I look at youth. Nick, you understand me? Nick and them youth there. Nick is a youth that I know very, very well from out of the water lane. Good to see you, Nick. He was the number 7 for Froome. Big up yourself. Doing what? You understand me? They have a very good striker as well. I just don't think they had enough today. Also want you to know that Manning's Bob are in the under 16 and under 14 finals. Rural era under 14 and under 16 finals. Remember, this Manning's team, under 16 team, is the same under 14 team that won this competition at under 14. They have moved up to under 16 now. The same starting 11. This is the 11 that played the Costa Cup this season and went top their group, went and got knocked out by, because they didn't get the rule. So big up to this Manning's team, youths with a lot of subjects at this young age. So they are going to be there for at least 3 more years in the school. You understand me? Because they're under 16, and 9 of them are part of the Da Costa Cup starting 11. So kudos to them. Hey, I have something to talk about that team, because I don't know how none of the players I know why none of the players from this Manning's team made Jamaica under 15. I know why. And they should have been in it and on that under 15 team. This youth named Williams, Van Haan, them youth, they should have been in the team. We are telling the people, but we are going easy, and relax. You understand me? I think Coach Lenny is trying to get his C license right now, Baggio. But we're going to make a link with Mr. Dennis Chung, and then we're going to bring him on and then have these questions asked so we can get some good answer. Also want you to know that we'll be having a special interview tomorrow at 6:30. All right, special guest going to be with us, one of the national footballers will be joining us, and we're going to hear his pathway and his story, and I believe it will inspire you. All right, so we also want to say big up to Shelly Atkinson, one of our subscribers. She's normally in the comment section. Happy birthday to you, young, free, and single. You understand me? She said, if you want to marry her, you gotta call her. Big up to Shelly Atkinson on your birthday. Hope you had a wonderful, 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 wonderful birthday, and you will live to see many, many more. God bless you, my friend. All right, so let's Cranky, if you want to join me, you know how it is. You understand me? Conroy Sterling, blessings. Let's see if we can get our guest on. Mr. Chung, good evening, sir. You're live on I Am Sure Sports. I am Manning's man.
Yeah, man, how you doing?
Giving thanks, I had the opportunity to watch some schoolboy football. One of the better finals in a while. That Costa Cup finals, So, good evening. Good evening. How are you doing? How are you doing?
Man. I'm good enough.
Yeah, keeping up with things at the GFF, because I know that it's a lot of work,
Yeah, man. We definitely trying.
Okay, and still doing your cycling, or the cycling stop now? Too much work with the Jamaica Football Federation.
No, man, I can't give it up. That is what keep it going.
Okay. All right.
That's what keep me going. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Wonderful. All right. Again, thank you for coming on, because I know that, you have long days during the week, and then weekends is normally people dedicate that time to, family and stuff. So I always appreciate the fact that you come on to speak, not just to me, but to the wider public on matters relating to the national football, in terms of your role as a general secretary. No,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. You know, we have you on because the last time we spoke, you and Cranky had a wonderful discussion that brought a lot of clarity to the issues that were there between the Jamaica Football Federation and the senior women's national team, that part of the team that went to the World Cup because the other players represented, but specifically the players who participated in the recently concluded FIFA World Cup in Australia. And like
Yes.
I said, having watched their interview, you gave some clarity, and you stated that there would have been there was a proposed date for a meeting. First, I want to know if if a meeting based on the proposed date, which was the 8th of December, yesterday, if the girls agreed to the meeting and their representatives, FIFPRO, and if there was a meeting.
Yeah. Yeah. So the meeting on Friday, as you know, we had proposed it from earlier, from a week before. It happened on Friday. We had discussions on the various issues, and then it was agreed.
Before you get to the discussion here, how did the meeting come about? Because I know you were waiting on feedback from their representative, and some person was suggesting that if you didn't get feedback in time, you should talk directly to the girls. But just bring us through the process of when it was decided that there was going to be a meeting, and then yeah, you can continue from there.
Yeah. So the meeting came about because we had many discussions that was happening before. We had actually tried to have a meeting, as I had said before, but it wasn't convenient to the girls. So just to give you some history, we had proposed that date. We had proposed that 2 dates be given to us, and then we proposed the date of December 8th. So coming out of the interview that caused all of these issues now, we had proposed that we had the meeting on Friday last, which was December 8th, and it was accepted by the representative speaking on behalf of the players. And then we had the meeting on Friday with them at 11 o'clock. So it lasted about 2 hours. So it was, we had some good discussions on the meeting.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Cranky's also here. So you did have the meeting, which is good to know that you had the meeting. 2 hours it lasted. So the representative was there for the girls from FIFPRO, I believe, and
Right. Yes.
and the 6 leaders in the team were present via Zoom or physical presence.
Yeah, the leaders in the group were present. So we had 3 representatives as laid out in the contract. So we did everything according to contract. We had 3 representatives also from our end who was on the call.
Also, even with the girls, only three representatives, which would be the FIFPRO person and 2 girls.
No, it was the FIFPRO. No, it was FIFPRO and 3 representatives.
Okay, and 3 representatives, and those representatives don't necessarily have to be players.
Yeah, they're players.
Okay, and then 3 persons from the Jamaica Football Federation. You'd say the
from JFF.
Yes.
The
executive arm. Okay, and you said the meeting was 2 hours.
Yeah, approximately 2 hours.
All right. So outside of the meeting, which is some progress, was there? Would you say that any other progressive steps were taken outside of having a meeting?
Outside of the meeting, yeah. Well, we continue to take the steps that we think is necessary to ensure that the team is competitive, as you have seen, and this is what I always say, that people need to understand the senior women's national team is actually the team that plays on the day. That is it. So the team would have been playing, of course, with the Women's Gold Cup qualifiers, which unfortunately we didn't make it, but they were very competitive. So we continue to do that. We continue to look at the things around the infrastructure in terms of the support for the teams, to see how we can make things better, because it's a learning process every day. We always know that there's always scope for improving communication, for improving how we build the relationships, and what we do from a logistics point of view. You'd have seen that, we really haven't had any issues that have arisen in relation to logistical issues that has occurred. And that is not to say that in the background we might not have one or two things, because you're talking about managing a multitude of teams, and any one team, you're talking about close to 40 people that you're moving for one event. But we've managed to be on top of that, and ensure that we don't have the issues that we've been known for in the past on it occurring. So we think that we've made some strides from that point of view. We're looking at some things in terms of the capacity behind the scenes, the organization, in terms of documentation and that sort of thing. And we are always cognizant that there's always room for improvement. So we try to do that, in terms of how we build out the capacity, how we build out the organizational structure and everything.
Okay.
So we're pretty much satisfied with that.
All right. So the two major issues of contention would have been the matter of some girls not being paid and mistreatment, and you are quite adamant that there needs to be more information presented as to what mistreatment is, so that it can be dealt with.
So what I'll say, Manningsman, is that discussions were had, and we haven't concluded on it, because a request was made for us to have another meeting, which we're going to do. We're hoping to have that meeting in this coming week here and conclude it. But I can say that discussions were had, and I will certainly provide greater detail after that. But what we want to do is just respect the process now, in terms of the discussions that are happening. But certainly, I expect that, when we have concluded, that we will be able to provide much greater details, on what has come out of it. And I'm pretty confident that, we will come up with a win-win situation. And certainly in terms of, the issue that was raised, we certainly will have to address that. But for right now, I don't want to speak about it, because, it was a consensus coming out of the meeting that, we wouldn't discuss anything until we conclude certain things in terms of discussion.
Oh, okay. So there was that. Yeah. So you did say, though, that there is a follow-up meeting this week.
Well, we're hoping for this week. They're going to come back to us. We're available, of course. We'll ensure that we make ourselves available, and we're waiting on them. They, of course, have games and that sort of thing, a schedule they have to work around. So we're waiting on them to come back to us with a date.
Okay. All right. So all right. Cranky, you and Mr. Chung had the original conversation. So yeah. There's a TV playing in the background, but I think he's hearing it.
I don't have a TV playing in the background. You hearing a TV?
Yeah, there's either a TV or some. It's gone now. Go ahead.
Good night, Dennis. How you doing?
Yeah, man, how you doing, Cranky?
I'm doing okay. Couple of things. What was the temperature like in your room, or in the
It was
call, I
good.
should say?
It was good. Yeah, man, it was good, man. It was good.
So in
Good. It was a good temperature.
So I'm giving the softballs first before I throw other stuff. So the temperature was good. How was the environment in terms of the willingness to negotiate on both sides?
No, I think everything that was discussed was received by both sides. There was some clarity. What I'd say is that a lot of clarity was brought to the discussions. I don't know that there was any negotiation per se. It was really just understanding what the issues are and us addressing them. But there's nothing like that. I mean, I think the discussions went well. And importantly is that we had greater clarity coming out of it. And I think that was the important thing.
So did you have an inventory of the I'm going to call the term ladies' concerns, prioritize inventory of those concerns, and were there any showstoppers in that inventory?
We had an agenda. Of course, and that agenda was agreed prior to the meeting, and we discussed all those issues in there. I don't know what you mean by showstopper.
Showstopper would mean that there's something that they brought up that you guys just wouldn't agree to, did not agree to, would never agree to. That's a showstopper.
Oh, no show has.
Or maybe you brought the showstopper, you presented something to them.
No, I think they're the ones that demand, so I would expect it's from their end. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
There are no showstoppers there as far as I'm concerned. No showstoppers.
Okay. And the management brought this up before, and I didn't hear a response on that. Maybe I missed it because I was trying to transition to get on the call. So forgive me for this, but the issue around completeness of payment, that everybody got paid with a match fees, per diem, bonuses, that's been resolved and agreed?
What I'm going to say again is that, we had some consensus coming out of the meeting that, that is something that we would not be discussing any details of what was discussed in the meeting, and I have to respect that right now. But those issues, I'm sure that once we conclude that those things will be discussed, and person will understand, what the situation is. So we'll discuss all of those things. But right now, we had discussions. There was greater clarity, and we're going to continue the discussion.
So we should assume as fans, and there's 170 plus people in the chat, including myself and Mr. Stennett, who want this to be resolved and us to get back to normalcy, even though I should probably use that word when it comes to JFF and the girls, that we can expect that this to be resolved come by New Year?
Oh yeah, yes, by New Year, of course. I'm looking forward to us having the meeting in the coming week to ensure that we conclude on everything. I'm talking about, from our perspective, we want to have this thing, wrapped up before the coming weekend.
It's part of the I wouldn't call it negotiation, part of the engagement going forward around how they can be better relationship, engagement, dialogue, association between the administration and the girls, because we as fans are exhausted by the drama, right? So how can we all, I'm going to use my own term, put aside, go ahead.
But well, the fact of the matter is that the reason why, one of the reasons why this has come up is because there's apparent um, um, miscommunication. So obviously, I mean, those things will be discussed, and from our perspective, and I'm sure that the perspective of the girls also, we want to improve that situation, and we will be, of course, ensuring that that's in place for all our players, because, as I keep saying, the team is the team that actually plays on the day for the JFF, because, as you know, in the last 4 games, it was a different set of players who played, and they are a part of the selection. I mean, one of the good things coming out of this is that, we see the sort of depth and talent that we have available to us, and we will certainly have a much wider pool to choose from, and this is also a trend that we've seen on the part of the senior men's team also, where the coach is constantly calling on new players, and I think that's what we have to do, and we have to ensure that we communicate properly, and that's a two-way street, and we have to make sure that happens.
I think the elephant in the room, Mr. Chung, is, and I think this is going to be a cloud over the JFF, and, as Jen said, probably over you, is the fact that there was a very open and blatant public statement that there were girls, and I have it recorded, I can play it for you, girls who played in the World Cup did not receive, up to now, they had not, which is the time of the interview, they had not received any money at all. Girls, which is meaning more than one. No, I don't know if the person misspoke, but that was actually said. So when that was raised, it means that you would have lied. The federation would have lied, because they said that all the girls were paid prior to that. And so that is out there. That perception is out there. So while it is good that there's this engagement going on, there's still a perception out there that, oh, they haven't said the girls are paid. No. So are they still lying? Were the girls right? Have they muzzled the girls? Because nobody is coming out to say, all right, there was an error, or nobody's coming out and said there was miscalculation and we have rectified it. Nobody is like, and it is out there, and people are going to, I said this to you before, Jamaican schools are predominantly known for this. In English, they give you fill in the blanks. When something is missing, they tell you to take a word from the group of words and fill in the blanks, the appropriate word. And I think what is happening is that people are filling in the blanks. So if Mr. Chung and if the JFF don't come out and said, we met with the girls and they will clarify that statement at some point, but they were paid, the perception out there, is going to be
that statement. No, that statement will be clarified very shortly. All I'm saying is that thing had a consensus in terms of what we say right now. But I'm certain by Monday we can clarify that.
Monday? Okay.
Yeah. We can clarify that by Monday, right? But it's just that we just have to respect the process.
So a decision was taken in the meeting that, because there are further discussions, let's not speak on the matters that were discussed to the media. Okay. Cranky, go ahead, Cranky.
So I guess, Dennis, what's the communication mode that will provide that information to the public? Is that going to be through the traditional media?
Yeah, how will the public know? That's the next thing.
Well, no, I think we will discuss it. we will. I know there. I mean, you want to know, and I can guarantee you that there are quite a few people who have been asking me also, and we will deal with that forthwith.
And I see and I see here there's a press conference on Thursday as well.
Yeah, so that press conference and we might even speak on some of the issues, but it's primarily what we want to do is update everyone on some of the things that we have been doing, and also discuss the plans for next year, because we have a schedule in terms of what we're going to do in terms of games and all of that. Yeah.
So not to digress, Dennis, from the conversation.
Just update from an administrative.
Okay.
Yeah. Not to digress, but that press conference also include discussion about the upcoming election, or is that on a different trajectory?
No, that's not. No. We, in terms of the upcoming election, from our perspective, all we do is advise on the logistics. We don't get involved from the administration point of view in terms of discussing any issues. If the electoral committee asks me to send something out, or there's something that is required by constitution, for example, the announcement of the date and all of that, then we'll do all of that. But we wouldn't discuss anything further. I know that a lot of people want to hear about that, and a lot of that has also been out there, but that's not something for us to discuss. That's for the candidates to discuss. What I can say is that by Monday, we will announce the candidates who have been duly nominated. That announcement is coming through me from the electoral committee. So that will come on Monday.
Okay. All right. Let me go back to the girls thing. So on Monday also you said that, some of these matters will be cleared up, the mistreatment and the non-payment or short payment or whatever it is. So what I want to ask.
Yeah. Well, I spoke specifically to the statement that was made about
non-payment.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah,
so specific to that, whatever that press release, that media release is it something that we can expect that is co-signed by the girls, so we know that there's agreement? Because what we don't want is for Mr. Chung to come out and say, people of Jamaica, yard and abroad, we met with the girls and we have discovered that there were some errors and we have paid them, and then 2 weeks after that we hear something from the girls on Instagram and somewhere saying that we did not get our money out, and we are right where we
man, let me follow up on that, man. Dennis, why is it a joint press conference? Why isn't it a joint press conference? You're going to resolve all these things and you're coming out as one team, and I use that word loosely. Why isn't it a joint press conference between yourself and the ladies?
Yeah.
So I mean, all of that is possible. I'm not saying that all of that is not possible. All of that is possible. But what we know is that there is a need to clarify that particular thing. But all that is possible. I mean, we would love to do that. That there's something joint. But we will, obviously, as I said, discussions continue. And I think that we're moving towards a greater clarity that's needed, and the details, as I said, all of those things will come out, but, we have to conclude the discussions. We have to respect the process.
And it's part of this whole resolution package, use those terms loosely also, wherein you will be having a more sustainable construct in place to allow these situations not to re-manifest themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, you would probably always have challenges with players and all that, but in terms of the association and the girls in general.
Well, I wouldn't say that we don't have it in place, remember that the contract actually specifically speaks to it, right? So the construct is in place. What we need to do is ensure that we all follow the process, but the contract does actually speak to it.
Right. I was talking less about
spiritual
contract,
process.
which is a document which says people should do X, Y, Z, but we know some Jamaicans don't follow contracts, right? they're like something on paper for some other persons, right? They're supposed to. If it's contractual, they're supposed to follow it. That's the law, but they don't. So what I'm talking more to then is the engagement model. Yeah. So not necessarily a contractual situation, but people engaging people. That's what it's about, right? This is a people situation. People engaging people. We have protocol in place. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, we're hopeful that will happen. That all of that will develop and come out of it. As I said, we're constantly seeking to improve the communication. But the thing to understand, and this is not just a situation with Jamaica with sports. This is an issue with sports worldwide, because you're dealing with so many different personalities. So we want to always continue to improve the process of engagement. I mean, definitely.
How optimistic are you, Mr. Chung, that the Jamaican, the populace, the football loving public that are part of the stakeholdership of the sports in Jamaica? How optimistic that are you, or how can you share, make them have some optimism that the girls at the World Cup, the door is not shut on them. The process that is happening now is going in a direction that the next time there is a friendly that we play, because we don't have any competitive game, they will be there for selection, because we have started the process, and that we are closer to that step now than we were last week.
But listen, we don't close the door on anyone, right? The availability for selection is not up to us. We want everyone to be available. Remember that.
Yeah, but this last time though, it was not up to them, because they were on a suspension from selection. So it wasn't really.
No. And this is the whole thing that people need to understand. Remember that the suspension from selection was a means of protecting the players, because once you are a national player, the requirement is that once you are called up, unless there's an injury and it's a FIFA window, you should make yourself available, or else you can have penalties. And that's something I've read, right? So consequent on them making themselves unavailable, right? which that changed it. Remember what we did is say, okay, fine, we are going to suspend selection so that they're not called up. Because if we don't do that, right, and advise the coach and they're called up, then it can have consequences, right?
So
and
let me rephrase the question, Dennis. Let me rephrase the question. What assurance can you provide the public that there will be no retaliation as regards to any of the girls? Because we're all human beings, and ringleaders sometimes gets punished or subtle punishment. And so how can we get some guarantee that there will be no retaliation against any of the girls who may have participated in whatever transpired? But we have not thought about it. In fact, what we have said is that the selection, once everyone is available and
for selection, that is not a decision of the administration. And we have made it very clear, right, that the future of the team and who gets selected is primarily the job of the coach. We are not going to hire a coach and then tell him who to select and who not to select, because if that happens, we can't hold the coach accountable. Right. So
right, but don't you guys control the pool? Don't you control the pool? Not necessarily who gets selected for the team or the 23. Well, don't you control who's available for the pool?
Yeah, well, no. The only thing that could prevent someone from being available for selection is a situation like what we have now, where they said they're unavailable, and we say, okay, we suspend the selection so that we protect any repercussions, or if there's a disciplinary matter that we need to deal with. But outside of that, the administration can't do anything else. It is up to the coach to decide who he selects, because at the end of the day, if the coach does not perform, we don't want to come back to us and say, well, I didn't have this available.
Yeah.
Talking about coach.
Let me just say
Talking
this.
about, go ahead, Chung. Go ahead.
Calling in, Mr. Chung is actually on the phone. So if you're calling and I take your call, I'm going to cut him off. So I'm not ignoring your calls. I just need to explain that. But I appreciate you making an effort. And he really only had like 45 minutes, and we're right up on that time. And I wanted to see, as how much we could get. All right. So Cranky has a question. Go ahead, Cranky.
No, you're ignoring the person's call because you can't take it right now. But anyway, as it relates to the coach, Dennis, where are we on that?
Well, that's a decision for the technical committee. We obviously, Xavier was in an acting capacity. I suspect that the technical committee will invite applications for a permanent post, including from Xavier, of course, because we have to go through that process. But, the technical committee will make that recommendation to me to say that this is the person that we want to get. From my perspective, I'm just going to ensure that we can afford to pay whoever comes and said, this is what we can afford to pay. But it is a technical committee, and, I think Rudolph Speed has said that, we obviously have a search, because the next cycle, the next major tournament that we're looking towards is the World Cup in 2027. So we're on a process now where we're going to be looking at building towards that, right? And ensuring that we do a lot of developmental work, right? So, you'd have seen with the men's team, for example, we played Guatemala and New Jersey. That was part of the development thing that we're doing, because it allows us to look at players all over, and with the World Cup in 2027, obviously I think the coach is going to want to look at the players that he thinks will help to take us there, and players who will be, the top players at that time, to build towards that, because, that is really what we're looking towards. We're not at the Gold Cup, right? And therefore what we need to do is use this time now to build towards 2027. Of course, one of the considerations on both the men and women's side is that we can't just go out and play any match, though, because, we have our ranking to protect, but certainly
that's not a good way to look at it, Mr. Chung, man. You can't say that. Because if you beat the team that are going to play your ranking, go and get better, it almost comes across that we have to select because we don't want to lose and hurt our ranking instead of, you understand me?
No, but that is a consideration, because the ranking determines the type of games they get also, So we have to consider that. So in other words, I'm not going to just pick a team. We're not going to just pick a team and put out there, and the selection is always going to be very careful, and we're going to always choose the best prospects that's out there for building the team.
Okay.
Well, you know what? We just did, but we won't go back to that. We just did do that. Anyway, there's no Gold Cup in 2026. There's no Gold Cup in 2026. I noticed the inaugural one is next year. Wouldn't it be every 2 years? Wouldn't they have it every 2 years?
Yes.
Because you mentioned 2027.
Yes, every 2 years, Cup. Yes. There's one in 2026. Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you. So the last.
But obviously. Yeah, obviously 2026 and 2027 is close, so we're building.
Yep, it is close.
Towards here. Yeah.
Right. All right. Okay. So I think because the last time we were here, the people, a lot of people walked away and they said, "You see it?" Mr. Chung clarified, all the girls were paid. One set of people walked away saying that, "You see it? The girls were right. Some of them were not paid." So, all right. Because you're strong, and even Mr. Speed, in the conversations that he has had, he's of the firm belief that all the girls at the World Cup, from his position, they have been paid, and so that really is a non-issue. It is some other issues that should be issued, but not that. Do you still hold that position coming out of this meeting that you just had?
Man, you're getting to be a good journalist,
You're still not answering the question. Correct.
As I said, that issue will be discussed.
Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase the question, Dennis. Dennis, come Monday, will your reputation still be intact?
You are also a very good journalist, yeah.
But Dennis, my reputation, if I tell somebody, it's always going to be intact. That's what I would say. It's always going to be intact because I'm confident in what I've said before. I'm confident in what I'm saying now. So it's going to be intact.
Okay.
I assume yours will be intact.
Let's discuss it on Monday.
Dennis pointing at his reputation. Okay, Dennis. What is it that we should know, Dennis, before we leave this conversation? Because we know your time is short. What is it that you want to communicate to the general public? We have about 200 plus people in the chat, all very interested in this topic. All have spent their personal time and invested in learning about the girls, following the girls. So what would you like them to know?
Yeah, well, what I would say, let's have a discussion on Monday, as I say, and we can get into more detail. But what I would like to say to people, and I always say, it's very important that when things come out, that you don't just take information that is said by one person. Ensure that it aligns properly, it makes sense. What I can guarantee you is that the JFF will always be transparent, right? And let everyone know exactly what's happening. And the JFF is always working in the interest of football and also building the relationship. We're always working in favor of that. I know that people, and I don't think it's just the JFF, Jamaicans naturally, right, have a tendency not to like organizations. So if an organization and an employee has a problem, even if that employee is seen caught on camera stealing, right? Even the Jamaican rules as we have now, the labor laws, don't believe the organization. So I'm saying to people, always look at all the surrounding facts. We will always be transparent. We are trying to build greater transparency at the JFF, right? And that's a commitment I will make. As I said, I am not one who never normally speaks on these issues, but, I have to respect the agreement that we have, and respect the process. And I'm sure in time, everything will come out. When you're But when you get to my age and Manning's man age, you learn that patience is a virtue, right, Manning's man?
I don't think there's anything virtuous about Manning's man, so I wouldn't say that. Question for you, Dennis. Pivot a little bit, and it's a little bit tangential, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. What's the most difficult part of your job?
Yeah. You know, the most difficult part of it is managing the perception that's out there of the past reputational issues of the federation. I think that's the most difficult part. I mean, there's a lot of things that happen in the background. As I said, this is the busiest year ever, but that I think is the most difficult part of it, and primarily because, you know, as I said, sometimes I see some things that people post and believe, and I'm saying, you really gonna believe that? Oh, it just logically, you know, I'm like, how can somebody believe that? You know, and that is it, because what it does, you know, right, and this is what people don't understand, is that when you raise an issue out there without the facts, right, and it causes reputational damage. What it does is that it affects sponsorship, and affecting sponsorship, it affects the teams, and then it affects performance, because it means now that I can't afford to give the team everything that they want because of that. And that, I think, is the most difficult part, you know, and certainly, you know, everything is not within our control with that, because it does affect it. You know, when things come out in the media, I have to talk to some sponsors, and they say, hey, you know, what's happening here?
Yeah, but
you know, and
let me say this, Mr. Chung. A lot has been said about like Jamaica as a country across the world. But then you'll see the tourism ministry putting out ads of our beautiful beaches and our wonderful resorts, because they don't market Jamaica and speak about the crime. They speak about what we would call the good things them. So isn't it also true that regardless of what is being posted, a strong marketing arm also has enough power to override some of that negativity, and that's probably where going into next year, that they say is going to be one of the busiest years. You have Nations League with your male team, and youth under 20 qualifiers, Copa America, World Cup qualifiers. Isn't it then more necessary to have a strong marketing arm to nullify some of those negative voices and to promote? Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. And I'm actually in discussion with a marketing agency to assist with that, you know, next year. So we're going to be rolling out some of that. But certainly, you know, the truth is that the problem, the difference with the country and like JFF is that many times the management, right, the country, you don't find that the leaders or the persons in the country necessarily talk bad about Jamaica, because Jamaicans speak good about Jamaica, right? It's just that we know what the facts are with crime and all of that, the reputational issues. The problem with a JFF is that many times it is the persons aligned with JFF who talk negative about JFF. So then it creates a different problem from what the country has. The country will know there are some factual issues, but you're not going to find that the people in Jamaica talk negatively about it. And that is a difference that we have to deal with.
So I'm gonna say a couple of things. I'm gonna disagree with management in public. Yeah. I think the problem is it's not a marketing arm; it's the drama arm. We have too much drama between the JFF and the players. That's why Dennis is in his role, and then we can't deny this. Dennis got his role because of drama that transpired where the players got frustrated with the previous gen sec. It's not a marketing thing. It's
Yeah,
a drama. So what we have to do, Dennis? Can I just finish, Dennis? Well, Dennis, not to cut you, but let me just finish. If we cut out the drama, if we have good association between the players and the JFF, you know what's a great thing, which is interesting, Dennis? If we don't hear anything from the JFF and anything about the players for the JFF, that means things are running smoothly. It's like a referee don't notice in a game. You know the game is going well. The referee is not creating controversy and he's not being talked about because he did a brilliant game because we don't hear from him.
Yeah,
JFF should be generally speaking when you have press conferences, frankly.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
I totally agree with you. And that is why in the contracts we have grievance procedure and thing, and that's why we have to follow it. Because things do happen. I mean, there's no organization in the world that things don't happen with. Right? But it's just that we have to ensure that the process is respected. And I tell you something, even when the girls went to Guatemala the other day, right? It's not that everything went smooth, right? The new girls, when they went there, not that everything went smooth. We had one or two hiccups, nothing big, right? But, we manage that process behind the scenes, and that's the difference,
All right, and we have to run, but from the last time you were here, Sports Down the Middle had a question for you, so I've invited him on. Mr. Davis is his name. So he has a question. Go ahead, sir, Mr. Chung.
Yes,
turn up. He has background noise.
Yeah, you have background noise.
Oh, okay. Give me a second. Is it okay?
And the volume.
Oh, the volume is still loud.
Yeah.
That's better.
Go ahead. I'll try to work.
All right. Good night, gentlemen. Good night, Sir Crosby. Good night, Sir Management. Good night, Mr. Dennis Chung. Just one question. I've been hearing you saying this for quite some time. Whenever we ask you about the girls and selection, you said the girls were not suspended. You suspend the selection because you're trying to protect the girls, and because if the girls have been called up, and they don't show up with the consequence. And I don't know if it's a question, but I don't really believe that. In my opinion, why I don't believe that, because when you look on selection, whenever time we call up some of the reggae boys for national duties, they're on the list, they're not injured, and they say they're out for personal reason. So if you had to call the girls and the girls that say they're out for personal reason, what consequence will they be judged by, or what consequence will the JFF grant them?
Yeah. So remember that we have a contract which specifies that, right? And also, my advice is that, and which was sent to me, is that there's FIFA regulations that speaks to it. Whenever can you imagine, and this is why it happens like this, can you imagine if that did not exist and a team call up its players and they say, listen, we don't feel like come today, right? What that would do to international football?
But Mr. Chung, we see that happen with the boys. A lot of time we call up a lot of players and they are not injured. The club release them, but yet still they're out for personal reason. And there's I don't have no consequence or no action taken on these players. So why would there be action against the girls if they didn't show up?
Let me ask you a question. When did that happen with the boys? Who specifically did that happen with?
In the last call up, we called Adrian Mariap, and he was out for personal reasons.
Yeah, but then that's a one incident.
No, but this would be a one. But this would be a one-off incident. There's a lot of time we call player, and I
T-God,
can just call that player. Yeah, friend.
Listen,
T-God,
listen,
T,
listen, listen,
hold on, Mr.
listen,
Chung.
listen.
No, Mr. Chung, just hold on one sec. T-God.
Yeah.
All right, just calm, just be calm because what happened?
Yeah, yeah. Yes, I'm calm. I'm calm on this one.
Because when you talk loud, because I have on some very powerful headsets, you right? So just yeah. So go ahead,
Yeah.
Mr. Chung. Yeah.
So listen. And this is why I say, this is why I say we need to be able to reason things out rationally. You are talking about one situation, which persons do have personal reasons, and that the coach might say at that point, okay, fine, this person is not available because this person has a family issue or something like that. But you can't compare it to
Yeah.
18 people not being available.
Right. So T-God, so
Come
the
on,
difference.
man.
So
There needs to be rationality in the arguments that are coming out.
So T-God, let me just say this to you. What if just to help you to understand? If Mariapa said I am out for personal reasons, that is different from 17 girls saying we are unavailable when they hold on when they are selected, because if you are selected and there is a FIFA rule that speaks to that, if you are selected and 18 of you, remember it's not for personal reasons because it was out there about negotiation with money, so it's a different situation. But I do understand what you're saying because there are times when girls have been unavailable. Marla Sweatman was unavailable for the last game. That's a different situation.
Yes.
So it's yeah.
And it is a conversation that individual player has with a coach, and the coach say, okay, fine, this person's on, but not when you have 17 people just say that. I mean, we have to be rational about our arguments, man.
Yeah. I see Kingberg from Canada, thanks for the super sticker. He has been asked Mr. Chung how we can get Jamaica in FIFA games. I don't think Mr. Chung has a clue what FIFA games is.
You mean PlayStation? Which FIFA game?
That we are gonna tell him what. I don't think Mr. Chung is the best person. we need one of the young person at the JFF into Xboxes and PS2 and those things. I don't think Mr. Chung is the best person to ask that question. But I think that's a good thing for Jamaica.
No, I mean I would love to see that, but it's not a decision for the person who created the FIFA game.
Yeah, I think so. And also thanks to God Bless You for the super sticker. I think it is something that I don't know if it is the apply, but I think it is the person who operate the whole thing that made that decision and things. So Mr. Chung, what I can walk away from is that you had the meeting. There is a follow-up meeting coming out of that meeting. Right?
Yeah.
There will be some sort of discourse statement to the public, and you'll even come back here, which is Monday, which is like 48 hours away. You'll come back Monday evening and update the people on one particular matter that you said you needed clarity on, and it is a matter of payment, because it is on that matter you said on Monday, right? Want to get it clear.
Yeah, man. And that might have been but I think that the meeting was good. We had greater clarity, coming out of it. These are all the issues. And we look forward to everybody being available for selection, at the next window.
Would you be able to tell us
that's what we want.
Would you be able to tell us if like the captain and like the captain of the team and like Sidela, who is an ambassador, were they a part of the meeting? Or
you mean the person who captained the World Cup team?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I don't want to say who the representatives were, right? I mean, I would rather for them to say that. Yeah, I mean, from our end, it was myself, Without Speed, and Elaine Walker Brown. We deliberately asked the president to be on because if there's any appeal, we have to have someone that people can appeal to. But that was a representative from our end.
Okay. All right. Cranky, anything else you want to ask? Mr. Chung time is.
No, I'm looking forward to Monday when Dennis' reputation is redeemed and it's back intact.
You got?
Yeah. This is not a question. This is just my opinion. I think more or less that the JFF is not running as a national program. It is running basic like a club. Do you understand? You have players out there to represent the country. You cancel the selection process because you don't want to call national players, and then you choose who to call to play for the national team. I just feel like that on the basis is running like a club and not for national interest. You understand? That's just my simple opinion. Because we have people out there to represent.
Hold on, but let me ask you a question. Which federation nationally the coach does not choose who he wants to call?
Tiga, that's a question for you.
I mean, which federation? No, but these players were available.
Answer the question, though, Tiga.
No, these players were available for selection, and there was the process was cancelled. Why was the process cancelled?
No. Listen. You see when you guys talk,
Mr. Chung,
and this is what always get me shot, You need to understand the facts first.
Mr. Chung.
You're not entitled to your own facts.
Hold on, Mr. Chung. You're talking to Tiga. Don't say you guys. Tiga is one person. This is sports. All right, so.
Well, Tiga representing other guys out there. You're not entitled to your own facts, man. Understand the facts before you make statements.
So Dennis, your answer.
We're not the ones who said persons are not available.
So Dennis, I'm gonna say this. I didn't want to say this, but I'm gonna say this. Which is, when you talk this way, it's a good thing, and here is why. Because people believe that you're robotic, in that, and sometimes it makes that if you're professional, if you're articulate, if you're eloquent about what you say, but you show no emotion, it does provide a perspective which is not really well digested sometimes. If you do show that you're a human being with feelings and you're emotive sometimes, it does resonate better. That's just Cranky's perspective on things sometimes. And my final point is going to be this, actually, which is... That's a good spin-off for this program, Cranky's perspective.
Yeah.
You're going to spin off. He tend to spin off at some point. But my final point is this, Dennis, is that what we'd love to see for both the women's and men's team at all levels is a much better relationship between the JFF and its players. And from where I sit, and I said this before in a number of forums, the JFF to be the adults in the room. You're much more seasoned veterans, much more experienced personnel. Understanding we're dealing with much younger folks in a lot of instances. And we should be able to manage those situations as adults. And I know some of these girls will say, well, I'm an adult, I'm 25, 30. I know you are, but we're much older than you are in a lot of instances. For us to function in that capacity and think about them almost like our kids who we're trying to mentor and guide and help. And if we do it that way, they'll feel like we have their interests at heart and we'll want to work with them to achieve a common national interest. So if we operate that way going forward, my hope it will alleviate what I call some of this drama and we'll be focused on the football and not those other things which are not helping the football. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Cranky, I totally agree with you. What I would say to you, is that some of the times when issues happen, there are some adults behind it causing it,
Well,
And
no, that's understood. That's understood.
Some people.
Yeah.
Right. I've had to have words with some people because some people are very disingenuous. And let me tell you something, right? I have no qualms about saying this is a person, Right? And I want people to understand that because some people are disingenuous. Right?
So you can call name, we don't mind, mine's man, I look likes and hits, so you can call name.
No, man, you're looking exclusive, man.
Okay, got it.
We'll give it a final word because I said Monday, so we'll look forward to hearing from you. But boy, do you have the
yeah, man. So we can talk on Monday, man. I mean, I'm not necessary. Just let's talk on Monday. On it. At the moment, I'm preparing to go to bed now to do my bicycle ride tomorrow morning.
You know what? Let me just ask you quickly to just comment on this. The Gold Cup, the Copa America. Jamaica, we got the group. The coach is excited. He spoke about going into England and the possibility of engaging other players to come out and stuff. We have heard Damian Lowe on that and thing. What is the preparation like in this regard? Just 7 months to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, man, we're very excited about it. Before we look to Copa, we have to look to Nation League semis.
True.
We have to ensure that we do well there. But we're very excited about getting into Nations League semis, which is the first time ever. We're very excited about going back to Copa, and putting Jamaica back on the big stage, So we see a lot of prospects coming out of that. And this is one of the reasons why, they have been talking to this marketing agency, because I see a lot of things that can come out of it. I mean, this is obviously also going to be a good time for our major sponsor, Adidas, because Adidas has had a good riding because we had the World Cup, the women going to the World Cup. We have the men going out to Nation League semis. They went to Gold Cup semis, and also they're going to Copa. So we see a lot of marketing coming out of it, and we're very excited. So next year is a big year for the men. It's a huge year for the men. And I expect that we're going to be seeing them doing very well because we've seen a lot of guys stepping up. That Canada match for me in Canada was really one. When I coupled that Manningsman and Cranky, that Canada match.
And T-Got.
And T-Got, yes.
He's not talking to T-Got. He's not talking to T-Got. Go ahead, Dennis.
No, go ahead. T-Got, man. I just the only request I have for T-Got is that you don't misinterpret me. But when I look at the Canada match and I look at the way these young girls played the four World Gold Cup qualifiers, one of the things that really is heartening to me, and it has been said to me by persons who are in leadership in the country, is that between that Canada game and these four games, it shows the heart that and the commitment that people have to Jamaica. One of the things that was really heartening to me is that the management of the women's team said to me that some of these young girls call her and say, listen, do you know how much it means to us to just put on that Jamaica shirt? And I saw that in the Canada game, and that is what we want to carry into 2024, with all our teams, that when you put on that Jamaica jersey, that you're saying, hey, I'm going to give my all for the team. We've been seeing that, and I'm really heartened about that because that's what we want. And as the president always say, football is not just about the game, it's about social development for Jamaica. The more we can display games like that, is the more we are encouraging the little boy and the little girl out there to say, hey, I want to represent my country, and in many respects, many of them bring their parents and their family out of poverty. And that's what we want. That is really the ultimate goal of what we're doing to assist with the social development, and inspire young boys and young girls to come and do the same thing.
So Dennis, you have to come back to do another show to talk about the Gold Cup and also the Nations League, because we have to have a much more concentrated efforts to get fans in the US and those in Jamaica want to come to the US to the game, so we can have a section where the players can feel the vibes and the presence of the fans when they play. So it has to be a much more concerted marketing effort to reach the fans, for them to come out.
Yeah, man, definitely. And that is what we're working on. I mean, if we can agree on this marketing plan that this agency is working on, for me, you're going to see that. I mean, I can guarantee you, right, that you're going to see that. And we're also talking about a major organization that if that organization comes on board, trust me, it is global. I mean, outside of Adidas, of course, it is global. So we're trying to put those things in place, and ensure that all our players are out there available. We're expanding more and more. Maybe 2 or 3 times a week, I'm speaking to various high commissions across the world. Communicating with them to see if we can get players in, and that's a trend we need to continue. I mean, and I can tell you up to today, right, I had someone saying to me that they were sending me a clip or 2 of some players that want to play for Jamaica. So people are seeing it. People are seeing where Jamaica is going, and I said to them, send me the clip. Because every time I get it, I send it on, and I get it at various levels, the under 20s, and also the senior teams. So people want to play for Jamaica, and that's a good thing. So I mean, what it means now, Cranky, is that Manningsman don't have a place on the team anymore. He has to play.
It's a good thing because Brian just asked.
No more. Manningsman, you can't get in the forward.
Oh, so the question is, Mr. Chung, will there be a new team manager for the male national team for the Nations League?
No.
Or is Manningsman on a permanent interim basis?
No, man, he was trying to get a game, but he's not going to get
No. We have seen him take penalties with Simon. None of them are good. We don't want to see them play for nothing. So we can't ask. You know what? We shouldn't ask this question in public, actually, because Brian is asking, will management maintain his permanent interim manager status?
Permanent interim.
But you know what? You can't answer that in this forum. You shouldn't answer that in this forum. So we'll leave that alone.
That's something else we can discuss on Monday. We can't discuss.
That's true, actually. So Dennis, I have one last question for you, by the way. What are we doing to get some Middle Eastern money? Why can't we wear something sponsor, some Middle Eastern thing? Let me tell you, sponsor, I mean represent them, and we get some of those petrol dollars.
Yeah. We've tried, and we keep trying. We've tried, but it's not so easy. I mean, know that we actually have one of our players playing in Saudi Arabia now, with them already. So I don't know. I'm actually heading there later this month to see the Club World Cup finals. So maybe I can I will definitely, not maybe, I'll definitely, have one or two words while I'm there, to see if we can bring back some oil money,
Yeah, no, there has to be that is mutually beneficial things we can do because nothing in life is free. But we should try to get those contacts, those relationships. So
yeah, because the truth is that Saudi Arabia has the Middle East has the money to make the Mecca of football, so,
yes.
Yeah,
They have a lot of
but Mr. Chung,
petrodollars.
there are two greats. We have two players out in Saudi Arabia, Andre Gray and Demarai Gray. Are
yes,
both.
Andre Gray there too. Okay.
Yeah, Andre Gray is out there.
Yeah.
But listen, we want to hear from you because I can tell you that while some of the people understand, there are some people who still believe there's something untoward. And because I like some of the sentiment is that if everything was done, Mr. Chung would come out and say yes. So they're completely ignoring the fact that there was a discussion not to say anything publicly. So we look forward to hearing back from you on Monday because at that point we can get some more clarity. Because I think the truth is we have to believe that all of us want what is best for the football. I believe the players as well, because I don't think the interest of the football from the JFF is greater than the interest of the players. I think the players are just as interested, and we have to find common ground.
No, I agree.
I know Jody Brown. I know Jody Brown from she was in primary school in Senton to Ocho side to the national team. She always want to play football. I don't see any reason why she would not want to be engaged and involved. So, and because I know some of them personally, I know that, and I know they wear the Jamaican colors with pride and joy. So we have to find common ground. So we're looking forward to some more clarity on Monday. So the people can know that there is a pathway, and this idea that is out there, Mr. Chung, that needs to be like I said, managing the negative perception was the hardest thing you said. The perception out there is that the Jamaica Football Federation plans on not using the girls who played in the last World Cup ever again. There's that perception out there. And the more dialogue you have, and the more
a perception. You repeat that from my mind. I lost if a perception that what?
That the Jamaica Football Federation have no plans of using the girls who played in the World Cup ever again, and they have moved on.
I'm gonna say that people just make up them own facts all the while. What is the basis of people saying these things?
Yeah.
And I tend to wonder how people reason sometimes,
Yes.
Seriously.
So that's what I'm saying, that the more the more you can clarify some of these matter, I think is the closer some of those far road people will come to the truth, because we have to lead people to truth, Mr. Chung.
Yeah.
You know that sometimes you have to slowly pull people in, because Jamaica, and you know it.
It's so like you want to turn me into a pastor too.
No, it's not a matter of pastor. But but the studies have shown that our society has very little middle ground in anything. We are very extreme in almost everything. We either very good in our sport or we're very bad. We are either very nice to people or we are very terrible. So as a nation, a balance is a very difficult thing that we have found to strike. So some people are on one side, some people are far away, and we have to find a way of pulling both sets of people together. And I think the more information, like I said, the transparency, the openness, the good dialogue, all of those things will help to bring that change. So
no, I agree with you. The final thing I would say though is to Cranky that, boy, Cranky, I haven't received my invitation to I am sure customer appreciation and Christmas party yet.
Neither have I. I haven't got mine either.
Man, T got when is this first for the middle party?
Right now we're still working on it and stuff like that. So you see it soon. We're still working on it. Plans are still being going out.
Make sure you send Mr. Chung an invitation.
Most definitely, man. Man. Mr. Chung is welcome on the platform. The coach came on the platform and said it's one of the best platforms. So Mr. Chung will get his invitation.
Well, when the coach went on Simon, he said it was one of the best platforms.
Yeah, the coach have him running.
And when he came on mine, he said it was one of the best platforms.
Yeah.
But Mr. Chung, thank you for coming on. Doing a Saturday night. You have your cycling and stuff. So thanks for coming on. I'm looking forward to hearing from you on Monday again.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Bless
All
up.
right, then. All right. So there you go.
Yeah,
That-
man.
yeah.
All right, no problem, guys.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was Mr. Dennis Chung. You heard it. He said that he'll come back on Monday, cranky, because they made a decision that they would not speak publicly on some of the discussions until Monday, until they have a next meeting. So
Well, that's a good sign if we can have some professionalism and some adults in the room agreeing to something and sticking by it until it's time to publicize it. So that's a good thing.
yeah. Yeah, so T-Got, listen, we have to come back on Monday and find out and thing.
Definitely.
Yeah. But
because if all right, the Jamaican football Reggae girls won't be inactive to play no football for 2024. Only thing can happen is friendly.
active, they won't be active.
No, only you mean like competition wise. You understand? They don't have any Gold Cup or anything to play for. Only thing is, unless Jamaica get friendlies, and if you don't have a Bonisha and company, which team can you get the Reggae girls to play? No team is not going to play a second string Reggae girls team. They need big names to compete against. You understand? Because they're not saying, why are we playing Jamaica? We have other team we can play. So if this matter don't settle, the girls team program will die for a year. You understand?
All right, we have a call. Let me just take this. Let me just take this call, and then I'm gonna respond to that T-Got, and then ask Frankie to respond to Tuffy Rudy. Pine Action, welcome to the show. Can you kill the sound in the background, please? You have something saying in the background.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Bonus.
Yeah, man. Welcome. Good night. T-Got. Done.
Bless up.
Yeah, man. You're bad up. Mr. Chung, Mr. Chung go find the people that get me. Nah, I come up and Zoom the Telegram thing when me that try to deliver when I deliver again because Telegram people them dead. I'm give you respect for that one, you know. But no, man, I call to talk to one brother and I comment. One brother and I comment, Mister, you're not flexing. Other day I make your 50 comments in all caps. If you want your comment to go up on screen, put something on it and color up your thing. But a super weekend. Christmas a come. Make it panelists them drink a beer. Another day we have 50 commenter across people and not put nothing on it. Put some color on it. If a man put a $50 comment up there. If anything from $2 up go up in there, put something in it if you want to color it up. And me I say so, another my baby or not now. Me I say so. You're not flexing with all those loud 50 times. So that me coming up to tell you. Good night.
All right.
Good
night.
So I'll answer the toughest question. So
and then Dave,
I think
we have Dave online as well. Go ahead, Frankie.
So we have to realize this, right? Dennis said he can't talk about certain things that I was agreed with the girls. And people still expect us to be difficult and press him and be aggressive. No.
When he said he's coming back on Monday
he's coming back on Monday and we provide clarification. So because we are interested in getting information now, doesn't mean management are going to be here and try to berate him. We tried all sort of cute ways of trying to get him to say something, and he's smart enough to realize what we're doing and says, I can't say it. Which I'm proud of because I want to see some professionalism between the JFF and how they operate. And if you tell the other party that, you know what, we can't talk about certain things
until
I expect you to do so, to hold your word and to do so.
So wait until
So this
Monday.
view that me management hasn't battered him and beat up coming, we're not a beating thing either. We're trying to get information out so you can get information. We're not here into trying to give Dennis a hard time. That's not the objective. The objective was to try to get transparency about what transpired from the last meeting and how we move forward. He says Monday, which is the day after tomorrow, we'll get some more information. So let's wait and see.
And then T-Got, Brian just said it, and then Diego, we're going to let you come on. You cannot be playing a national team and you can't call Brazil and say, Brazil, We're not going to play unless Neymar and Antonio, then your squad, and Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus. You know, you arrange the game, and you cannot.
No, hold on. Yes, that was done. Stipulations were made already for the Reggae Boys.
What when?
The Reggae Boys was playing a match. I don't remember. Hold on, man is one. Hold on, man is one.
You have to give me the match and the date and where you get that.
Yeah, but it just slipped my mind. If I remember, I would tell you. Some stipulation was made that there are certain players were that certain players should be in the team for them to for the other team to play them. I don't remember which game.
All I'm saying is that present me with that information.
Definitely. We always got talk, so I would definitely. If it's not Jamaica, it's something, but I know that. But I'm just saying, if a team, anyway, but I understand, that's my opinion, because if I'm a country and if I'm not going to play the best team, it makes no sense. Play that team.
You don't know who you're going to play, but you don't know who going to get called.
No, the whole world, but the whole world know what is happening to you. The whole world knows.
All right, no, but look, what I'm saying, Tigat, is that when you say you want a friendly against Jamaica, you don't control who the coach call up.
No, but
if France says we want to play Jamaica in a friendly on the 30th of January, they can't tell the national coach who he's supposed to call. Them can't say, you know what, you have to call Drew. I do not call Easy Groove.
No, hold on. This is it, management. All right, you just do something I'm not gonna work with this. If France said they're gonna play Argentina, right? And France are the best team. And they say, oh, I need Argentina to come, and Argentina carry their B team or the under 21 team. They think that would be professional? You think France would have want to play the match?
That if you say if you're going to play the national team and the next country bring the under 21 team, obviously that is wrong. But you could bring under 20. We could bring Whisper to play. The coach could say, this guy named Kaim Dixon played a good game, and I'm going to call him. But let me go to Diego online. Go ahead, Diego. Good evening. Welcome to the show.
New York to you on Crunkey, man. Big up.
Bless up, Diego.
We just say this. You guys did well, I'm proud of you tonight also, Crunkey. You show yourself as an intellectual, you and Manning's man. No, you guys did a great work. How can you get information when a man said, how can a journalist get information when a man said he's not ready to talk? Wait till Monday. So what do you want from him? Simple logic. No. What I got from this now, and I soon go to the Crunkey great thing that Crunkey did, but and you also did for me now. I always wanted to know who's in the negotiating room, so we know whose name to call when things go bad. Because we know the girls have identified, what is it, FIFPRO as their representative now, Mannix, man?
Yeah, FIFPRO, yeah. FIFPRO, FIFPRO, yeah.
FIFPRO. Now we know now, in the negotiating room, Crunkey, his man, Mr. Speed, Elaine Melody Walker, and Dennis Chung himself. But I'm telling you, I saw this Melody Walker roughing up Ryan LFC Canada, you know. But if that is the way she approached the negotiation, boy, we look at big problems, man. The way she was dealing with Ryan LFC. Get your facts! Get it is! I hope she doesn't have an attitude in the negotiating room, Crunkey and Mannix, man.
Yeah, well, I didn't see that conversation.
Hello?
So I can comment on it.
Oh, you didn't see the Ryan? Did you see Mannix, man, the video?
Yeah, man. I saw the video.
I didn't see it. So I can't comment on it.
And a man like Ryan FC, that man has so much passion for the Reggae Boys. The man is in tears after Canada. Tears. Can't rough up the man like that. And he's a youngster again. Goes back to what you said, Crunkey. The speed, the Chung, the Walker, they are the elders in the room. So you have to adjust with these youngsters, young professionals now. And as you are saying, Crunkey, brilliant work, that you have to find a way to be delicate, not say delicate, but strike a balance with these youngsters and don't treat them like they're sugarcane workers cutting sugarcane in Jamaica sugar factory.
Yeah. No, I agree, Diego. I think there's room to negotiate.
That was
and
excellent.
to
That was
engage.
an excellent point. That was a suggestion to Mr. Chung. Listen, man. You're dealing with, no matter how much money them have, we all have children, we all know that you are the eyes of the elders with the experience. You guys, it's your company then, as you always say, Cranky. You are the CEO. You are the CEO of this company. So even though these workers are part of your revenue stream, you still, when you negotiate, have to take that in consideration and show that you are senior here.
Yeah.
So Diego, on Monday.
Right, Cranky?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I hope on Monday you can join the discussion. When he comes back, at least it will be easier because he'll have more clarity. You understand? Yeah.
The reason why I take this so serious is that I see a program that was abandoned in the gutter, and Cinderella Marley comes and these girls come and carry to glory, and in no time we gone back down to the bottom. No Gold Cup, no Nation League, and probably ball for the next 2 years. That's why I take it personally as a fan who loves football.
Right. I agree.
All right, guys. Say no more. Keep on
All right, Diego.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, man. Diego, bless up.
All right, people, listen. All right. Mr. Porter said that a nation can say, "Feel your best team," but the nation don't get to tell the coach which players are part of his best team. That's what I'm saying, you know. Canada or say Brazil says, we want to play Jamaica in a friendly game before Copa America, and we want to play your best available players. That is still up to the coach's selection. And what I am saying is that what we should continue to push to do is to ensure that when our team is being selected for games, that the players who played recently and those in the World Cup are still part of the pool, and the suspension that was there is removed because dialogue is taking place, which is part of what we want to find out on Monday. If the major issue has been dealt with, are they now available for selection for the next game, whatever it is? We have Brian on the phone. Brian, welcome to the show. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Manins. Good evening, Cranky and T-Gat.
What's up, Brian?
I think best team is a matter of opinion. So I think oftentimes when teams are playing friendly games, they have a few reasons why they play. So maybe, so like if teams have qualified for a World Cup and their group has been selected, sometimes they want to play teams that mirror the style and pattern of teams that are in their zone, so they may get friendlies for those teams. Or sometimes coaches want to look at players in preparation for a competition, and so they get friendlies there. And then there are times too when friendlies are just played for monetary purposes, where, like in Jamaica's case, a country wants to play us in a friendly, and we take that friendly because of the financial gain that it brings. Now, yeah, me not say when negotiating the friendly, them can't tell you say, or them can't say, yeah, I want to play a best team or whatever. But the truth is, best team is a matter of opinion. Now, when a friendly international is organized, the coach send out an invitation to however amount of players he wants to send it out to. For whatever reasons, the players can also decide that they are not available for these friendlies. So there's no way in which me think that can be in any written contract to say you must feel your best team or you must feel these players because I want to play against these players. It can't happen that way there, because the players may be injured, players may for personal reasons, which we have seen in Jamaica's situation sometimes, decline invitations to come and play or whatever the situation is. So I don't know if no other country can tell Jamaica, say, yo, I want to play against you, and you must pick them 5 English league players here and don't pick the local players, or I want to play against a fully local Jamaican team or whatever the case is. So I'm going to agree with that point that what Tika make, or Devon Porter. And also Devon Porter is saying that the world know Jamaica's A team or whatever. me think the point where they want maybe they try and make, or even T got point to, is a matter of selling tickets. So if international is organized between, let's say, America and Jamaica, maybe if Jamaica bring players who are, like world class or famous players and stuff, then it may help them to sell more tickets, like USA or wherever the game is being played. But me not think it help them.
Yeah, Bonnie Shaw is going to sell more tickets than Melissa Johnson. We know that. Jody Brown is going to sell more tickets than Davia Richards. The Swaby sisters are going to sell more tickets, but that don't mean a new coach may pick them, because it is really up to the coach.
Yeah, and what he want to achieve in the moment of that game. Yeah. What if him just because normal, friendlies, most times people use friendlies to look at players. What if the coach decide that I want this friendly because I want to look at these 10 players or these 8 players or whatever the case is. Or I have a player who's a long-time servant and I want to give them a farewell. So, I think them can determine that who you must pick or who you must pick. Yeah. So, money. Another thing I was asking in the comments is, the last time when I heard the conversation about this meeting based on the grievance procedure, it was said that the girls would bring 3 representatives and the JFF would bring 2. So tonight I was hearing that there were 3 persons from the JFF, but I never heard how many girls were at the meeting. So is it that them still bring their 3?
There were 2 girls, he said, and 1 person from FIFPRO. So that was 3. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So but I was trying to get
there were 3 persons from the JFF.
Yes, Ilian Walker Brown, Rudolph Speed, Dennis Chung, and then he said the president was on phone because they needed somebody that they could appeal to or protest to. I think was the word that he used. I don't know if you remember what he said.
I don't agree.
No, but I think it may have been 3 girls though, and 1 FIFPRO.
Yeah,
because normally you have a representative from Jamaica, like Jamaican born, England, and the US. I think it may have been 3 from them.
3 girls. But let me just say this.
Man. Okay.
Yeah, but let me just say this as well, because Jason brought up something important. He said we should have found out from him if you. So when I initially called Mr. Chung, he said, "Listen, we have a follow-up meeting coming up, but I did promise that I was spoken to the people after Friday. I can still come on, but I cannot get into all the details because part of the meeting that they had was not to discuss certain things publicly until they had further discussions. But he felt like he needed to come back to the people because he did say after the meeting on Friday, right, Cranky, he would have come back and spoken to us. So he came back.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So I think, to me, I think that is at least a step in the right direction.
It has to be, right? I mean, all we want them to is resolve this and put better process in place going forward so they can have a better relationship. So hopefully on Monday, they'll come back and tell us that everything has been worked out. They have come to some agreement. And what people are interested in, the girls have gotten paid. And the other issues that the girls have brought up, they have addressed them. They may not resolve all of them, but at least they have addressed them. They have some agreement, and they're going to move forward, working as a collective versus as verticals, frankly, and not talking.
Yeah, and one of my hope too is, I mean, I know they may not be able to resolve all the issues depending on what they are, etc. But one of my hope is that coming out of this meeting is that we find a way to ensure that we don't end up back in this place again. Because I think sometimes when these situations happen, I don't think the lessons are learned are acted upon so as to ensure that we don't get back into this place again. So I'm hopeful that, they're at a play where should there be any other issues, because I mean there will be issues. I don't think there'll be a situation where there are no issues on either side, but I think there must be a better way for the issues to be dealt with before it gets to this place. So I hope that they find a way to come to some form of agreement or understanding that each party will keep, because
well said.
So that's my.
Well said, Brian. Well said. I think.
Man,
man. Every time, man. Yeah, man. All right, all right. That was Brian. We have around 11 minutes to go. Mr. Porter says he has a point. 10 minutes to go and things. So T-Got, why don't you big up Coach Minzy? I saw you in the comment section. Blackheart Radio, bless up yourself. Ishmael King, A.M. Henry, um, yeah, Brain Drain, blessings. But T-Got, do you summary? Let me just say
Yeah,
this.
but you see, management, you see, we're still getting this thing kind of mix up our we don't have a clear because even you a while ago you said I hope they get the girls back from suspension and it's just the Chung say the girls wasn't suspended, it was the selection. So
Yeah, but
even
that's
that
what I said.
sound away.
I said this the suspended selection.
Yeah, you understand. So no, so yeah, you correct yourself. But even that sound away, the selection was suspended. You understand? But anyway, it gone already. We're over that. I'm still upset. I'm still upset of the whole thing because it could have dealt with, as the Congress said, Eagles could have keep back and the matter could have dealt with properly. And football, the woman football could still roll on. You understand? And we could be in the World Cup. You understand? But just because of ego, we're not in the World Cup right now, and football is suspended. And I am just suspecting, looking down the future, maybe for a year or two. You understand? And it's not going to, if it's majority of the girls, it's not going to affect them. It's not going to affect Bonisha because Bonisha will still kicking ball for Manchester City and scoring a check week in, week out. And my girl will be still keeping for Tottenham. And the Swedish sister, all of these players would be still playing. But what about the grassroots girls in the coming up and stuff like that? What about
No, no,
all of these girls?
yeah, but what you're saying, Tiga, based on what you wanted, none of these grassroots girls would be playing then. We can't have it both ways, you know. You understand me? What we're saying is that, listen, and I agree with you, we need to get back those players from the World Cup back in the pool and select. But that means that they would have been the ones playing. So you can't have it both ways.
Yeah, that is true. But look at their age; they're young. They're not ready to be replaced yet. Young girls in
No,
there.
I am fine with that, you know. But you can't
Yeah.
say if we had those girls, we would have had the ones in the grassroots coming through. They would not, because those ones would make the team if they were not suspended.
Okay. I see what you're trying. But anyway, let's start. Football, me love, and football, me love watch. And me love see the best team out there. You understand?
Yeah.
That's just my thing.
All right. So that is your summary. All right, Mr. Porter is on, and then I'll let Cranky close off the show tonight. Mr. Porter.
Mornings, man. How you doing? Cranky, how you doing? T-God. Is Brian gone?
Yeah, he's not on the line anymore.
Okay, I wanted to put on back my pegs and bowl a bounce at him and see if he can fend it off or he will duck.
They don't use pegs in cricket though, Mr. Porter. They use spikes.
No, pegs we use.
No, it's
I
spikes.
don't know what kind of cricket. I don't know what kind of cricket you play. Pegs we use. Spikes are for
You're
running.
from different eras. You're from different eras.
Yeah, pegs we use.
All right. When we
All right.
up, no asking. But go ahead.
Okay.
What?
Yeah. What I was saying, I think he's getting it wrong when I says that the country can ask for your best available players. It does not mean that the country can name any players that they want to play against. But they will put in the contract that you need to field your best team and we would like to play against the best available players. Now, best can mean anything. And that's what Brian Martin don't understand. I am not saying that they should name. They can't say, I want to play against Cranky, I want to play against T-Got, because you can't do that in a contract.
Yeah, but that will not be the best players anyways.
But we understand the whole thing, and the JFF need to get this resolved as quickly as possible with the girls. And we might not be by the wayside that we can play into the Gold Cup, because the JFF can go to CONCACAF and have CONCACAF invite yes, we can't win the tournament, but they can invite Jamaica as a guest in the tournament because of what the girl have achieved over time.
Yeah.
But why would any other team in CONCACAF want that to occur? Why give us special treatment when we go into the qualification rounds and we fail to qualify? Wouldn't the other teams then have a problem with that, Devon?
No. Why would they have a problem with it? The stipulation can mean that you can't win the tournament.
Yeah, but other teams want the same to have the same exposure. It's about exposure, isn't it? It's not even just about.
Yeah, but there's no other team in the Caribbean has achieved what the Reggae girls have achieved. So no other team can ask for that favor. None.
No, they can all ask. The question will be granted. They can all ask.
You understand what I'm saying? You have to be in that top echelon to ask that question.
I think that is a very unlikely scenario, but it is worse.
No, it's not unlikely.
No, I mean, look, you can always ask. I mean, I'm sure Qatar plays in this region, but they spend a lot of money to play here. So it's not free. It's not free.
In the first Gold Cup, when the first guest, not the first Gold Cup, when the first guest was brought into the Gold Cup, it was Brazil, and Jamaica play against Brazil. You remember that, man?
Yeah.
And then you have
but
to start
Devon,
having
those are
guests.
those are non-CONCACAF teams, though.
Yeah.
Those are non-CONCACAF teams, aren't they?
CONCACAF team has been given any special invitation to play in any.
Yeah, you can't be a guest in your own tournament.
Well, hold on. Let me say this. Let me say this.
Hold on, Mr. Porter.
Hold on. If you don't ask, you won't know that they will not allow us.
All right.
True.
Right.
True.
Yeah. All right.
It's a fair point. If you don't ask, you won't know. They can only say no, right?
Yeah, they can only say no.
Yeah, we have a call. We have a call online. I want to take the call, but the call is reconnected. Let's see if I can call him back. And then Cranky, then you can do yourself. Let's see if I can get through to the caller quickly. Because we're right up on the 2-hour mark.
Man, you have to read Brain Drain comments. I don't know who Brain Drain is, but he must be an AI for real. You just have the best comments. I'm telling you. You read his comments and you just like smile.
He's a Calabar man.
I don't think so.
He is, He is, He is a Calabar.
I don't think he's Calabar. I think Calabar.
Yeah, but he is a Calabar, man.
But then again, you know what? Maybe he actually is because he must be one of a kind. That's all
I
I'll say.
don't think he went to 6-7. I think he probably left early.
But I don't understand.
They kick him out.
Brain Drain seems to know a lot of things because, I mean, that comment that he put in there about me, he seems like he knows a lot of things.
Hold on a sec. We have a call online. No, sir. Everybody have beat the Gunners. People, Arsenal has only lost 2 games.
Good evening, man.
Good night. Good night, caller. Welcome to the show. Tomorrow night we talk EPL, Mr. Flex. On Black Art Radio. Go ahead. Yeah, man.
How many minutes have left on the show?
Well, we were supposed to end in 2 hours, which is like a minute, but go ahead and take your time.
I just would like to say some words of how would I put it now? I know that young Cranky, you're not in the best state of mind right now due to what happened earlier today, So I just like to send my condolences to the Gunners.
Hey, man,
for some reason,
this man,
misfiring today, In the arsenal that you guys have, the Gunners, there was some misfiring, and maybe you guys need to grease the gun some more. Because
which team do you support? Hold on. Which team do you support?
No, I will not say, I will not say. But whatever, what is next support this team, right? But listen.
Cracky, you think we should listen to him, see that he can't name a team?
He has to name his team first before we name his team. I think name his team first.
But man is man. Is a Jamaican, It's a Jamaican that hurt you today.
Yes, sir. Again.
Okay. Man, remember I said on this show, you said that I shouldn't use the Arsenal in the same sentence as Leon Bailey. And if it wasn't for the knock that he picked up, could you imagine what he would have done in the second half? It was a brilliant assist from him. And
I promise, man. I wasn't gonna talk about Bailey. I promise. So I'm gonna try to I would just say this. He had an assist, and that was it. That's all I'll say. He had an assist. That's all I'll say about that. About his performance, by the way. That's all I remember. All I remember in that game was he had an assist. That's all I remember. Nothing else. I should say the assist. Nothing else. I don't remember one other play that he had in the game. That's all I'll say.
All right, caller, let me hear the caller, because
but it counts.
Which team? Hold on, Mr. Porter. All I want to know when the caller finish is which team the caller supports. That's it. Go ahead, caller. Make your point. Beat me.
I'm Manchester.
Which team you support? Hold on. Did you just say you support Manchester United?
You're talking to him, Brett. You're on the him, Brett. Let's hear what you said. Speak up. Let the commenters hear you. Please speak up, please. We can't hear you. What team do you support?
Manchester United. No, West Ham United.
No. You talk fast. You said Manchester something. Manchester City, you said City? Manchester City, you said? Can't hear you.
I'm talking about my team, man. Talking about Arsenal. You guys are the title challengers, I
thought you guys. No.
What is Manchester? Hold on. What is Manchester United?
No, he said disunited. That's what he said. He said disunited. He didn't say United. Right? You said disunited, correct?
Listen, we lost the game today. I was very disappointed with you.
No.
You lost the game?
Hold on, Mr. Porter. Arsenal lost the game. Manchester United was beaten. Two different things.
Man, at home. At home.
Four. You were lucky to win 4.
In your backyard? That's a shalakin.
And we just have to take it, go back to the drawing board and move on,
The drawing board. You're going to add. Hey, you're talking about.
What's the caller's name? What's the caller's name?
Caller, talk to Craig. What's your name, caller?
What's your name, caller? What's your name?
Kishan.
Kishan, I can't believe you come and embarrass yourself on a national program. You've come from Manchester, disunited, and you try to diss the Arsenal man them, and you just get 3 in your backyard from a bottom of the table team.
This was the game of the weekend,
I know it was a game of the weekend, but
centre backs being bullied, not showing enough grit in the midfield. Fullback.
You guys, you know what? You're right. We didn't play well, but you played up to your potential. That's what you did. You played up to your potential. You did brilliantly.
It's a different case. As for them, to be honest, I don't know if the players are playing for the manager or what is the problem, but it's just bad at this moment in time, And I believe that we probably have to move on from it.
I'm saying, you're not really going back to the drawing board, You know where you're going. You're going to Anfield.
Man.
Well, you know what? You go without your captain, so that's a very good thing. Bruno can't play, so you're in a better position without your captain than with your captain. So it's maybe a good thing. You may be prepared, better prepared.
So probably then I will get the sack around that time. I'm going to get it back in the day around that time, and I think David Moyes as well. So Liverpool always give us a beat and suck up managers. So. It's what it is, man. But let's still money.
Yeah, the other day, caller, before you leave, man, them have this thing online where I say that what they call a man who always chasing women. They say a woman chaser. So they say what you call man, we chase man chase dog.
It's fucking easy,
It's not for the swift, but we can endure it.
Blessings, Kisha. All right, but tomorrow we'll talk some more. We're going to try and get Charlene and Cecil Cranky from AFTV.
You're going to have them? That'll be a good thing.
Yeah, we're going to try and get them tomorrow to discuss the EPL weekend and stuff.
So people should all turn up, We have some good guests to talk about the EPL and Arsenal football. People who are
we're going to talk about the other team.
So Cranky, what happened to Robbie? Try get Robbie.
No, let's start slowly, Devon. Let's start slow first. Let's try to get his underlings first, and then we can figure out.
Yeah, I thought you were the gunners, so get the big guns.
No, we're not into the gun thing, you know. We're trying to get away from the gun thing.
Mr. Porter, which team you support?
He doesn't.
Chelsea.
He doesn't.
Chelsea.
It's not team. They have no team. They're not team.
Chelsea. Chelsea. And I say
the only persons who can come on this platform and talk to me and Cranky are Liverpool supporters. No City, no United, no Chelsea.
man, you're still not going to win the title. I went Chelsea failing and not winning the title. And Man U not winning the title. Arsenal will not win the title. Because let Cranky tell you my prediction who is going to win the Premier League.
Devon, let me say this, Devon. Your prediction is wrong, by the way.
I told him long time and I told him again today.
Devon, let me just say this. Let me say this. That you're one of those bandwagonists because you're a seasoned person following Chelsea, so you're a bandwagonist. That's the first thing. So I can't respect the team you support. Because the only reason why you support Chelsea is that when Mourinho came there, they start winning. And I'm sure you're going to give me some of the excuse as to why you support them. But if you're from Jamaica and you're over 40 and you support Manchester City or Chelsea, you're a fair weather fan. That's all I'll say. Fair weather fan.
All right, let me tell you this, Cranky.
Look at this Tottenham.
Cranky, let me tell you this, Cranky.
What am I supporting?
In the 80s, I was a Spurs fan when I was.
Mr. Porter, hold on, Mr. Porter. Look at this Tottenham fan now. I tell me, say a pie gun that. This a Tottenham fan, you know.
Manny's man, we don't talk to Tottenham fans. So we don't talk to Tottenham fans. They don't have anything to talk about. They don't know what a trophy looks like. They only see them on TV. We're not talking to Tottenham fans. We're not talking to Tottenham fans.
Go ahead now, Mr.
Go ahead, Never. We're not talking to Tottenham fans.
So when Keith Birkinshaw was at Spurs and there was Alvaro Ardiles, Ricky Villa, Gary Mabott, Ray Clements in goal, Glenn Huddle, Gary Francis, and I can go on and on. I was a Spurs fan. When I start following Chelsea was when Didier Drogba started playing for Chelsea. And then I start give them my support. And I will never change, even if they get relegated. I will never change.
So let me say this.
But
fans,
Tottenham still
Devon,
have a little
real
place.
fans have one team, Devon. They're not change team. That's the first thing. Second of all, Devon, but I'm proud of you for changing from Spurs to something else. Because you realize, unlike some people, that they're not winning anything. So I don't blame you for changing. At least you recognize their deficiencies early and you pivoted, which we all should respect. So maybe Lulu can follow you and realize by now that he may never see the light of day when Spurs win anything. So he should, if he does want to enjoy winning something, he should pivot from Spurs and find another team.
Yep. All right, but people, so listen. Again, we're going to end the show because Monday we're going to hear from Mr. Chung. Tune in tomorrow evening. We're going to have a very interesting show. We have a reggae boy that's going to be a part of the show. And then we have some, like I said, hopefully we'll get those two persons from AFTV. Frankie will be here. So you can join in and be a part of it. T-Gut, thank you for coming on as usual. Always good to have you on. But man,
big up yourself. Much respect, man, and Cranky. Yeah, man.
Bless up.
What is it, Salty? So you start following Chelsea right when they won.
There's a Porter, my friend, that you know. Eh?
Yeah. No. Salty said that he started following Chelsea right when they won the league. After 50 years, he's a Wagadis. Yeah, man. But people, hit the like button, subscribe and share. Cranky, thank you as usual for coming on. Mr. Porter, thank you for passing by. I did tell the people that when we were in Canada, Mr. Porter, just really did everything he could to ensure that the team was all right. And so that's a Jamaican spirit, So bless up and thanks again. Big up to
Yeah,
Liverpool.
man. My pleasure.
Yeah, Liverpool are leading the Premier League. I thought that game against Crystal Palace was. I'm telling you, like so many times, I think Crystal Palace would have gone ahead and then they got a red card and it just turned the whole game, you know. But they're leading the league. Aston Villa is up there. That look like one more team go miss out on top four if they continue on the form that they are in, you know. Yeah, then people know that.
There's a chance to get 5 teams in this. I think next year actually. So we'll see.
Okay. Yeah, people know that as a kid, I got the Liverpool shirt that had candy on it when, you know, they had Bruce Gobler in goal and, you know, Ian Rush. So I used to support Liverpool because of my relative, because they would give me Liverpool gears. But when I became a man, I put away childish things.
But man is man. Man is man.
Yeah,
I should, as you talk about shirt, I like your shirt.
Oh,
You know, you're a champion indeed.
Masters Football Academy, yeah, man.
But
All right.
me don't know man is man live in Jamaica. I wear sweater in them house. I wear long sleeve shirt in them house.
Well done, man is man.
Supposed to be hot in his house.
No. You know that it is very, very. It's cold, man. I mean, it is
It's
not
cold.
Yeah,
be careful with that word, you know. Be careful with that word.
It is
Don't
cool.
say cold. It's cool.
It is
Okay,
cool.
it's
It is
cool.
cool. It's cool. It's cool. Real Mat is very cool because we have had a lot of rain as well.
Actually, the weather is good, you know. It's 13 degrees today, which is about what 55 Fahrenheit. You know, it was nice today.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man. So bless up to everyone. Like Brain Drain says, 200. No, Brain Drain said he's the only one here who bought the Trick Nick Spice.
And how was it, Brain Drain?
Yeah.
If it's good, say so. If it's not, don't say anything.
All right, Brain Drain, tell them about the Trick Nick spices that you got, right? No, I'm not in Christiana. I'm in Centered, but it's cool, man. It is cool right now.
Bridget, is it as it says? It's a trick.
No, man.
It says good is low sodium. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, man.
Maybe I'll try it one day.
You should. It is very good. I need to get it. I need to get some over there to you, you know.
Man is man. You see what coach is there saying?
Yeah? Man is
Coach is there.
Devon Awaganis. Coach, the champion still not coach means, you know, because McGraw win and Ben.
Yeah, McGraw win. So even though, you know, I was on this program earlier today.
Yeah.
He was trying to give me a hard time. And I told him, don't throw, when you're in glass house, don't throw any stone. But he had McGraw to fall back on. So I couldn't give him a hard time because he was in such euphoria and such happiness about his team. When he didn't really care about Man U losing today.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing.
Oh, Brain Drain is saying other jerk sauces have too much.
Case you slowly.
If you have high blood pressure.
Yeah, man. But people, listen. Good having you all on today. You know, I am Man is Man. You know that Stan Crank is here. We're not seeing Mr. Porter, but thanks to everyone. No, you can buy them on the online, man, and they get to you in no time. They're all across Canada, in a couple of places in Florida, but you can get them online. If you go online, you can get them. You can, if you type in I Am Sure Sports, I think when you go there, you get discount as well. Yeah, let me put up the promo code. I think there's a promo code from I Am Sure Sports that you can use to get a 10% discount. But they are very, very, very good. You know, and where is it? Can I find it? Oh, can I find it? Where is it? I don't remember where it's at. Bob. Yeah. I Am Sure Sports. See, the promo code is right there. You get 25% off. Bob. I think. Yeah. Website, Tricknick Catering. Yeah. If cataract is okay, yeah, I believe he's okay.
Oh, management! I saw somebody today. No, management. I saw a video of three persons. I saw somebody running for office. I saw somebody beside them was a female, and then I saw a bodyguard behind them.
Yeah.
Actually,
When it's
they're
campaigning.
walking high step bodyguard. So it was interesting.
Yeah,
Actually,
he's campaigning very hard, you know. He's
yeah,
campaigning.
I was smiling when Dennis was talking about plans for next year, and I was thinking, I don't know if you're gonna be in position next year, Dennis. No, the way this campaign is going, you may not be in a position next year.
You saw the Reggae Road thing?
The what road?
Reggae Road.
No.
Let me see if I can find it, because I think that is funny. We're gonna close with that today. I wonder if I can find it. Where is Jason? Jason normally can help me with these things, you know. Oh, I think I found it. So let me see how I can. All right, people. So, this is how we're gonna close the show tonight. You know, we normally say we are over and out. So, but this is the over and out. Let me do it this way, and then we will close the show. There we go. Where are we?
Road is so tough. It's a rocky road. The road is so tough. It's a rocky road.
What is this management? He's being interrogated by the police? If the police interrogated him, what happened?
I don't know. I just saw the video. I don't know.
I thought the police was interrogating him and he was crying. What happened? I'm confused. What was that?
I've been asking. I don't know where it came from. I just got the video. Somebody. I feel like Kerry, because you know Kerry, right? Kerry does all of these. I think they call him the clip boss. So I don't know where he got the clip from. He probably got the clip from somewhere.
Oh Lord. Interesting. Well, I hope that's not an advertisement for running for office, because I'm not sure that will work too well, but interesting.
No, Reggae Road, man. Well, people, have a good night. And I am management. This has been I Am Sure Sports. It has been a good one. And as usual, when it gets to this point of the show, we say we're over and we are out of here.
Yo, watch about dog, SK New heard this. The body out there, Sniper King I represent for I Am Sure Sports. You get to me, I say, when you want the latest news and sports and updates and all of that, check out I Am Sure Sports. You know the thing goes in. Remember, cover the whole island. Remember Kingston, Westmoreland, Galchester, Orchard Race, Galtigo Bay. Everywhere. I Am Sure Sports. Check it out for the latest news and latest updates. Sniper King I represent. Where them feel like? Ha, yeah. Someone on for the food from young, from where they knee height. I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, dog.